Today is Sunday, so it's absorbency testing, and I have a pile of hemp in my hands. Hemp Babies is a Cotton Babies product. It's made by Cotton Babies. You might not have heard of them before. I had never heard of them until recently either, because who knows? Who knows? But Cotton Babies makes a 55% hemp, 45% organic cotton product. There are a variety of products available in this lineup. We are going to do the boosters in a separate video, so stay posted for that. But today we're looking at the small prefold, the flat, and the large prefold, and their absorbency numbers. I purchased these products thanks to your online shopping. That's right. I have affiliate codes down below with retailers throughout Canada and the United States. This is a hemp-based product, and hemp is amazing not because it's absorbent. I, in my experience, have seen that a large hemp prefold and a large bamboo prefold often hold the same amount of liquid. So it's less about its absorbency and more about its capability to perform. And the thing about hemp is that when it absorbs liquid, it doesn't like to let it go, and it's really good at holding it on, which also means it's a pain in the arse to dry. So that's why typically when you see hemp, you only see it in 2 or 3 layer products like this Hemp Babies product. The other awesome thing about hemp is that hemp is grown super ecologically, like it doesn't need pesticides, it doesn't need a lot of water, it has a really short growth cycle, and manufacturing it into a textile doesn't seem to be too hard on the environment. But we don't really know a whole lot there. Hemp is a pretty awesome textile in that sense, but don't get caught up in the idea that hemp is most absorbent. Just take a look at what your needs are as a consumer, what the cost per ounce is for you, whether or not you can afford it, and what you really need in your lifespan. I also don't feel that hemp is super slow to absorb, but you can kind of gauge all that yourself when we do the pour over test. Nonetheless, let's get into absorbency testing. Alright, so before we go on to the absorbency testing, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to continue to see absorbency results throughout the year. And give this video a big like and comment if you have any other ideas about things that you want to know the numbers to. I love seeing them. It takes me a really long time to do absorbency numbers, so I see your comments and I'm working on it. I am. My disclaimer here is that I always do a full saturation number. I triple test all of my products, and I'm doing the pour over to show you how it performs in another way and if what I say is actually true, because I could just say anything. My absorbency numbers are my experience only. They're not necessarily any sort of validation or related to the business or company. If you want to do absorbency testing, you can always do it your own way. Remember that sometimes a scale experience and a measuring cup experience are going to be different. First up, we're going to talk about the Hemp Baby Flat Weed. This is a 26.5 by 26.5 flat. It has performed very nicely. I did do a how to prep hemp video. It's linked up here. This was really simple to prep. These only needed about 3 washes before they really started to hold their own. This material is a jersey. I find it kind of rough. It's really nubby. It's not soft like a bamboo product at all. It's kind of earthy and rustic, and I secretly kind of love it for that reason. I'm hoping to use this during the flats and hand washing challenge this year, and we'll see how it performs. Absorbency wise, this is 11.9, 12.7, and 12.9 ounces for an average of 12.5 ounces. This makes it kind of on the higher end of absorbency. It's not top, it's not bottom, it's kind of like mid-high. We'll see how it performs on a pour over test, and I'll be right back. So I have the flat here, and I weighed out 15.8 ounces of liquid, and we're just gonna pour this bad boy on. I always do a pad fold because that's simple. Hey, this is that awkward moment where I have to say that I am pouring over 3 ounces too much on the flat. The flat only held 12 ounces, not 15, so that's why we got that massive spillover. I don't think it could be a different experience depending on what you do. So pour. Ooh. Okay. Oh, stop. Okay, so I got some troubles going on here. I just don't want to get my computer wet. I still haven't really found like a nice container. So this material seems to oversaturate pretty easily. If you had a strong, gushing kid, like, oh, sometimes a good sturdy cover will help with this. I really hate it when textiles do that. That is what cotton does too. There's a lot more absorbency in this. I am gonna blame that on the weave. Being a jersey instead of a fleece will do that to a material. It's not much. So at $10.95 US or $13.95 Canadian, this is a higher priced flat. It's not the highest priced flat. It's not cheap, but it's definitely not cheap. It does work out to a solid 88 cents an ounce or $1.12 Canadian an ounce, which is pretty comparable to other North American textiles that are manufactured in North America with natural fibers. And that's really going to be the common trend with all three of these products, is that it does really line up well with other products on the market. Next up is the Hemp Babies. This is the Hemp Babies Little Weeds, and I couldn't find my small smart bottom, so we are going to compare it to a medium one. It's about the same length, but it's significantly narrower. So think like if you didn't have that third trifold in there, it wouldn't be a problem. This product does have a stitch down the center right there, and you can book fold this similar to maybe a Lighthouse Kids prefold like this. Or if you wanted a longer experience, you could do it like this. This is a fleece material. It's much softer. It's only 2 layers, and I haven't had any problems with washing or drying these, by the way, guys. 8.3 or 8.3 ounces, so it's an average of 8.2 ounces. This makes this a solid choice for daytime. It's super trim, much trimmer than my go-to Bummies Prefold, I would say. Like half the size. I still don't find this to be super bulky, but I know a lot of people are always on the search for trim. Let's see how 8.2 ounces pours over it, and then we'll be back. Which I think you would use. Do you think you would use it like that? 8.3 ounces over the Hemp Babies Small. That was a better hand, hey? Like, much better. Part of that gushing is definitely me. Part of that gushing is the textile. The width on this one really helped out because it seems to have carried it both ways. And so that's why maybe this might work better in a diaper, but who knows? Because you don't have a crotch that wet. Like, it would actually be like this in the diaper. That's really normal. For 8.3 ounces, this is pretty nice. And again, some rush, but the fleece definitely does a better uptake than the jersey. Look at that. Look. Oh, gorgeous. All right, so this product costs $7.95 US or $9.95 Canadian. That's 97 cents American or $1.21 Canadian an ounce. It does make it a little bit more expensive, but again, still on par with that conversation about Canadian North American made textiles and their cost per ounce. Now let's talk about the bigger weeds, and I couldn't find my large smart bottom. So I have here is the Flip Overnight. It is about the same size. It's a pretty large and substantial prefold. It's 2 layers and it has a 3x3 cut in it, and so you can tri-fold it like this. You could also fold it on and snap it onto baby if you wanted, like this, and it would give it a smaller shape. This is a product I wouldn't use on a child who was smaller than 15 pounds. The absorbency on this bad boy is 15.7, 15.9, and 15.7 ounces. So that's an average of about 15.8 ounces. Solid choice for a heavy wetter overnight solution. I would consider 20 ounces plus overnight heavy wetter, so 15 ounces is a good amount to make it through the night. We'll see how that works in the pour over, and we'll be right back. Better result here. So let's go. I've tri-folded it. And we'll do a nice steady flow in the middle. I mean, a boy's gonna pee at the front. If you do get leaking problems with boys, sometimes it's because they can't travel the fabric well enough. I do still think, even thinking about the mistake with the flat there, is that the fleece really performs a lot better than the jersey does. We do have this kind of bubbling here. This is pretty common we see with dense materials. Nothing out of the unusual. And we do also see it sucking back up. And you can squeeze it out. So it's still pretty wet and compressy until it takes the time to move through. And that's some of the slow factor with hemp. And while hemp is slow in that sense, it is good at doing that. Not all textiles move liquid the same way that hemp does. And it does suck it back up. And sometimes a little bit of compression isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like if your diaper is solid, that compression helps move the liquid back and forth. But I don't feel that compression should be needed with a textile. This jersey is really performing nice. This is not jersey. This fleece is really performing really nice. I am really happy with how this Hemp Babies product has performed. So this Prefold is $12.95 US or $16.95 Canadian. So it is quite expensive. It's more on par with Geffen Baby products. You can also compare these numbers to Geffen Baby. I know I've had a lot of questions about what Geffen Baby's numbers are. Geffen Baby does have all their absorbency numbers on their website. You can check those out, and spoiler alert, my Geffen Baby numbers are pretty much exactly the same as Geffen Baby's numbers. If mine are a little bit on the lower side, truthfully, but they're very, very similar. And by lower side, I mean like they probably claimed 5 ounces and I got 4.2. Right? Like marginal. Not really worth having a big hoopty-ha. So this works out to 82 cents an ounce American or $1.07 an ounce Canadian. And we do see that with larger prefolds and larger products, the cost per ounce begins to drop. Typically very normal, on par. If we compared, like the Smart Bottoms is going to be the cheaper choice in this situation because the Smart Bottoms large prefold is ridiculously priced at only $9. But not a bad product. Like I kind of like this. Alright guys, so those are the major insert options from Hemp Babies. I want to remind you that you can fold this and put this into a pocket cloth diaper. You can fold this, add this to an all-in-one. You can fold this and put it in a cover. There are no rules when it comes to cloth diapering, and you don't have to put inserts only into a pocket. You can put all sorts of things from prefolds to flats inside a pocket. Remember that you can put this directly against baby's skin if you want. If your baby has a wetness sensitivity, you can check out Hemp Babies raw silk liners. That's a really great way to keep a supernatural ecological product in your stash. We will talk about the boosters in another video. Spoiler alert, they're not super great. They're definitely boosters in that they hold less than 5 ounces.